Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to learn how to make this beautiful corset with a transparent lace. So I used a crepe material. This white material is a crepe material. I used my bra cup. I've not added my sleeve. I'll still add my sleeve to this. This is the part 1 of this tutorial. I want my client to fit it before I add my sleeve. Right now I've not joined the top to the skirt, but we are going to learn everything we need to know when it comes to making this particular corset, and the corset is really beautiful. So right now I will start off with these materials. I have my lace, my bra cup, my crepe material, the material that I want to use for the sleeve. I'll also add a skin net, but if you have an organza net, you can add an organza net below it so that it will be very easy for you. Right now this is the crepe that I want to use, and I will not explain the skirt part, of course, because before making a corset already you should know how to cut out a basic skirt. So I'll just fold my fabric and cut out a basic long skirt, just a long straight cut skirt. After doing that, I will take my measurements and then I will use the front to cut out my back. Of course, the skirt of this gown has a slit at the back, so this is the front part of this particular skirt, and I want the length to be very long. Now I did not add any lining to this skirt. What I did was that I just cut it out and I added 1 inch. Crepe can be stretched, but I added 1 inch extra allowance in case. Now after cutting the front, I will cut out the back. I've already folded my fabric for the back. I'll place the top on the back and I'll cut out my back, and I'll add just 1 inch for my zip allowance and my slits. After closing your zip allowance, your slits. So that is all we are going to be doing for the skirt. You can see I have placed my fabric on this second one, and I'll go ahead and add my 1 inch for zipper allowance and slit allowance. So after doing that, we are going to draft out a corset, and we are going to be doing a corset with a bra cup, and it is going to be detailed. But if you want a more detailed tutorial on how to make a corset, you can register for my online class. We have a detailed tutorial on how to make 4 types of corset: Victorian, corset with a yoke, corset with a bra cup, and corset with a basque waistline. You are going to learn the 4 of them, but I have so many corset tutorials on my channel already. If you are confused, you can go through my videos and you will see at least 10 detailed tutorials on how to make a corset. Now after cutting out the skirt, I will continue with my corset. But before I do that, I want to cut out the sleeve, and this is the fabric that I'll be using for the sleeve. I don't know what they call this particular fabric, but it feels like an organza, but not an organza. It has patterns, and I actually like it. So my client said that she wants this particular stuff to be on her sleeve, but if you have the shiny net that they used in the main picture, in the original design, you can use that as well. But this is what you are going to use for this sleeve. So for the width of the sleeve, I want to make it 20 inches. For the length of the sleeve, I want to make it 29 inches. I want it to be long enough so that it will be very fine on that dress. 20 inches for the width and 29 inches for the full length. We are going to gather it. So now I am cutting out my sleeve, and after cutting out this sleeve, I will give it a little slant for the armhole. I am going to fix it to the armhole, so I'll give it a little slant for the armhole. I am done cutting out my sleeve. I have 20 for the width, and it is on fold. 20 for the width and 29 for the length. And after doing that, I'll just give it this little slant. This is where I will join to the corset after making. Now this is the paper that I'll be using for my corset, and I'll go ahead and start from my chest line, because this is an off-shoulder corset, right? So I am starting from my chest line. I will place my tape, like her bust point is 10, so automatically her chest line is 8. 2 inches above my bust point is what I use as my chest line. So I'll place 8 at the top of the paper, and from there I will mark her bust point 10. Her under bust is 13 and half. I'll mark 13 and half. 8 is chest line, 10 for bust point, 13 and half for under bust, 17 for half length, and extra 2 inches for seam allowance. Then I'll go ahead and rule the lines. After connecting the lines, I will label these lines. So after cutting this front, I'll use it to cut out my back. I am done ruling my lines. I have my bust point, chest line, I have my under bust, half length, and allowance. The last one is allowance. So right now, you come in by half an inch from the center of that paper before placing your bra cup, and your bra cup must be on the under bust line. If you have been following me, you should know this routine already. It must be at the under bust line, and it will be half an inch away from the center of the paper. Then you will draft out the shape of that cup. After drafting out the shape of the cup, anywhere that cup stops at will be where your armhole you stop at also. So you can see I traced out the shape of my corset and I marked a straight line. Now I'll remove the bra cup. I chipped out the shape of the bra cup. Now I'll remove my bra cup and I'll take my bust measurement. If you're taking your bust measurement, remove your bra cup. Her bust is 39 divided by 4. And I'm adding extra 1 inch for seam allowance to this. Her waist is 29 divided by 4. And I'll add extra allowance. Now after doing that, I will add half an inch around that bra cup, because if I cut it out on the exact line, when it is time to join my bra cup to this corset, they will not align. So what I did was to just add extra half an inch on my paper before cutting out. So I'm cutting out from this new line, because if I cut it on the former line, when it is time to join my bra cup back to this corset, it will not fit. They will not fit. So what I'm going to do right now is that I will cut out from that half an inch, and after cutting out this front, I'll use it to cut out my back. And if you notice, I did not add any darts to this corset. It does not need a dart. It is a dartless corset. Now I'll place this on top of another paper, and I will cut out exactly what I have on the front and the back. The only difference is that it will have a zipper allowance, and the two of them must be equal at the armhole line. You can see how I'm cutting it. The two of them must be equal at the side. Then I will add my zipper allowance. I'm marking this straight line so that we can know our zipper allowance. After marking this straight line, I will label my zipper allowance, and I will do 1 inch intake at the center back. I'll go ahead and do 1 inch intake at the center back. So now that is my zipper, and remember to do this 1 inch zipper intake so that you will not have any zipper bulge at the back. So right now I am folding the fabric that I use for the bra cup. I'm managing this fabric. My customer did not give me enough. She gave me 1.5 yard or so. I don't have enough fabric, so I'm managing it. So now I'll place these 4 pieces together, 4, and then I'll cut. After cutting it out, if I measure, I have like 6 inches width there. I have 10 inches. I'll take 1.5 inch dart on both sides, and I will cut out. So this piece is what I will use to cover my bra cup, and my bra cup this time around will not have any lining. Normally you would turn your bra cup with a lining, right? But this time around my bra cup will not have any lining because I'm managing this fabric, and we are making white. Bra cup is white, so I don't want to add lining. I will turn everything as long as the bra cup will be white inside also. So what I'm doing now is to cut out on a skin net first of all. If you have an organza net, this is better. Organza net is even strong. So if you have an organza net, that should be better. But I'm cutting out on a skin net so that I will layer my lace. If I use only the lace, it will not come out well. So I'm cutting out on my skin net first of all before cutting out on my lace. So after cutting my pattern on my skin net, I will cut out on my lace, and I doubled this skin net, and the skin net is strong. It is not the super stretchy skin net. So right now, this is the lace that I will be using. I will use my lace to cut out this. So if I open up this net, you can see the shape it has. I'll go ahead and cut it out on my lace. So if you're using a net for this, it is still okay, but I'm using a lace, and this is the method that I'm using. So now my bone channel will be on that net, my bone casing will be on my net, while the lace will be on top. Because this lace has stones, I cannot run bone cases on that lace. So what I'm going to do is that I'll run it on my net, and after running it on my net, I'll replace the lace on top. So now I'll go ahead and cut out the back. So I had to divide this video into two because it is too long, and watching a long video is really boring, especially tutorials. Watching a long tutorial is boring. So what I'm going to do is that I will divide it into part 1 and part 2. So now this is the fabric that I will use for my bra cup. I am done joining the area that I darted and that I'm notching it. So after notching, I will open them up and I'll iron very well. So after ironing, you will trim off the excess allowance so that it will not be showing on your bra cup. You know, this fabric is somehow transparent, so I'll trim off the excess allowance definitely. Now after doing that, I'll go ahead and open the seam allowance on this bra cup and I will iron very well. So this is the bra cup that I will use for this corset, and this is the fabric that we use to cover it. So that's the essence of adding that, so that it will fit around the bra cup. I hope we understand. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to iron, and I'm done ironing that piece. I'm done ironing it. I will make sure that it fits very well, and as long as I'm sure it will fit very well, I'll go ahead and trim off the allowance, the seam allowance there. I don't want to have it. Now this is my net. I will start placing my nets together like double. If you place them together, you go ahead and run a stitch. You use a stitch to hold your net round. You use a stitch to hold you round, then you run your bone casing. I have a detailed tutorial on how to attach bone casing. So I attached two at the back pieces, and at the front I attached about 5. I added about 5. So after running your bone casing, you will now go ahead and place your lace on top, and I will use my net as facing. Like I will use that net to turn this lace. I will use my net to turn my lace. I hope you understand that. So after doing that, there will be no need for bias. This is the front. I am done running my bone casing on my front. Also, I'll place my lace on top. If you place your lace on top, you use that net to turn the lace so that the top will be finished. You will turn the center and the side of the top. So I'm checking to know if this will fit, and it fits. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to trim off the excess allowance on my bra cup. After trimming the excess allowance on my bra cup, I will use it to turn my bra cup. And like I said, I will not add lining to my bra cup. The main fabric will be the lining and everything. So this is what I have. I am trimming off. After trimming off, you get your bra cup and then you place it on top. Now what you're going to do is that the right side of your cover should be facing the wrong side of the bra cup. Then you run a stitch at the top and then flip it. The right side should face the wrong side of the bra cup. So this is where we are going to stop at for now. In our next tutorial, we are going to continue.